Hi guys, welcome back to Not Another Budget. I'm Nicole, and on this channel I'm attempting to cash budget my way out of debt and fix several years of financial misbehaviour that was all of my own making. And if that's something you're interested in, please do stick around and check out my other videos as well. Now, I don't know if you guys have heard, but there's a little thing called a 5-week month that's coming right upon us. Now, for myself and my budget, there's nothing I can do about it. I don't yet have the financial discipline to be able to hang on and not touch my wages for a week. And if I were to try to do that, there would be no wages left. However, whilst I've got this great new increased income coming in, I am acutely aware that the pressure of a 5-week month and the things that I would like to achieve and the temptations that are going to be there, i.e. January sales, it's a lot to put on a new budget that I have, I've got to plan and I've got to manage. And I've been thinking about how I'm going to manage this new budget for a few weeks now. And I'm also at the point where I've got to start putting pen to paper and I've got to start writing things down. Now, one of the things that is bloating out my budget is I have got to commute for 5 weeks instead of 4, which is an extra £70 a week I've got to find on average. I would like to start paying my guarantor back from the 1st of February. I think I've decided the 1st of February rather than the last day of February. And that's £300 that's immediately got to come out of that second budget. Now, it would be really great if I could actually try and get some money ahead. But additionally, I would like to have the option of doing a little bit of spending in the January sales. I would like to approach my debtors to see if there are any settlement offers, and spoiler alert, I've had 2 contact me already about at least a 50% discount if I pay before the 26th of December. So I don't know if all of these things are possible, but what I do know is there are things that I can try and manage and I can try and work on. And I'll do a separate kind of list of, that specific thing. But one thing I can do is try and look at my cooking and look at what I'm eating and look at how I'm spending my money on food over specifically January. Now, whilst I would like to try and start my weight loss journey, I will need to buy and make an initial investment in things like the protein powders and shakes that I want to incorporate as part of my weight loss. And that's another initial layout and it's another initial bloat on my budget. I've also got, based on a very recent food prep stock take that you'll have seen if you've seen yesterday's video, I made a reference to that. You'll have seen, I've got a lot of things where dates are coming up due in January and February, and while some things I have given away, there are also some things where actually I can use those myself, and I should use those myself. There's no reason for me not to. I think it was just a case of where I've batch bought at certain times of the year, that particular batch has now, the dates are due. So, and I've also gotten very lucky recently with some hefty reductions from Aldi and from Tesco's. So I can batch cook. I love batch cooking. I love baking. And if it means that delaying my weight loss journey and using up what I have in my cupboards and being smart about what I can cook over a 5-week month means that I can not only save a little bit of money and ease that pressure off, but also means that I don't contribute to any more food wastage, then I think that's entirely reasonable to do. Now, I've brought out my Ideal Budget monthly planner sheet. You'll have seen this when I worked on my Ideal Budget video. That will be in a card up there. And if I can't get the card going, then please head to my playlist section. It will be in one of my playlists. I'm a little bit bugged up still. It's just that seasonal flu chest infection thing that's going out around, which sounds awful but is ultimately fine. And whilst this is not the date period at all, you can see where I've got a wage coming in and then immediately I've got hefty bills to go out, and then I've got my bigger wage coming in, and then they're kind of scattered. And whilst I am going to do some money admin to try and move these further up, and this is not coming from the same account, if I were to try and spend £50 a week on food, for example, on a 5-week month, that would be an additional £250 that I don't need. And I think at the very least I can halve that. In fact, if I was slightly enterprising, I may even be able to do a 5-week month on £100. Now, what I'm going to do is I have filmed the clip of what I've bought, and so I'm going to insert that. So I'm going to show you guys what I've bought in this next clip, and then you're going to come and join me back at my desk, and I'm going to show you what I'm going to batch cook and how that's going to work in terms of the weeks coming up. So I will see you back here very shortly. Bye-bye. Okay, so here it is. This is everything that I've picked up that has either going to complement what I've already got in my preps, or with a little bit of creativity I can spread it across multiple meals in order to batch cook for January. Now some of these are reduced and I've written the prices on because that's partly why I picked them up and helped me spark and go, aha, I can do a thing. And some of them I've looked at and gone, I just need one more ingredient out of everything that I have to be able to bake something or slow cook something, or actually that's a really good price for something and I've not seen it at this price for a while and I use it regularly. So let's go through everything. So I managed to get 2 kilograms of all-round potatoes for 95p in Tesco's. This is going to go towards some soups, and it's also going to go towards bulking out a stew. I managed to get some beef for £3.79. This is for 400 grams and it is lean 3% fat, and that is going to, along with the thin cut frying steaks, which were £3.39 for 395 grams. That was incredibly hard to say for some reason. That was a bit of a tongue twister. These two are going to go towards a beef stew and also a beef stroganoff that I can batch cook. And then I've got 85p for the Tesco's version of soft cheese and 99p for the Aldi version of soft cheese, which was the lighter. I use these as a cooking base, and also between what I have in my freezer, I'll also be able to make up some things like bagels and stuff with those, but that will be a cooking base for a beef stroganoff and a mushroom stroganoff there. Over the back, we've got some bread for 29p, that's sunflower and pumpkin loaf. What I will do is probably freeze this down, I'll split this down into thirds because it is a full loaf, and that will go very nicely towards my soups. I've got some of my nice beef stock at the back for £1.75. That is a little bit of a treat, I do know that. However, I loved cooking with it, and if I can afford it in my budget when I am doing preps, I will try to get it. Worcestershire, I can't say that word, Worcester sauce, 69p in Aldi. Now, normally, I've only ever seen this for £1 in Tesco's, and I think Asda, and it's rare that I've ever seen Aldi do this. So I bought 2 because it was that price, just to add to that stock, and again, that's all going to go in with my cooking. Over the back, we've got some milk chocolate pillows for £1. That will go towards a large batch of Rocky Road that I'll make. I've got everything else to make Rocky Road, and that will just really nicely bulk it out. And then over the back there, I've got a mushroom stock pot for £1.20 for 4, and that is going to go towards a mushroom and chicken pasta bake, because I also managed to find these. This is frozen. As soon as I got this, it went straight into the freezer, so this has only come out for the purposes of this video. This is a ready to eat cooked chicken that can either be eaten hot or cold. It was £1.13 and I got 2 of them, and my friend got 2, and then we left the rest on the shelf. I didn't have enough room to store more, but also to get chicken and meat for that price, I mean, I was able to freeze it straight away, so therefore it was worth doing. There's a kilogram of brown onions here for 79p. This will go into everything that I'm going to make. And then I've also got some celery sticks here for 37p. I know it's not the cheapest, but I don't use a lot of celery, and it's mainly a bulk out for everything else that I do. The vegetable medley was 34p. I'm either going to freeze this as frozen veg, or I will split the veg out and it will go into some soups. And then I've got carrot batons there for 23p. They are going to be chopped down into cubes, and that's going to go into my vegetarian chilli that I'm going to make. And then over the back, we've got 3 packs of baby button mushrooms. I already have some chestnut mushrooms in my fridge, and they are going to bulk that out, and it's going to go towards both of my stroganoffs and my pasta bake and my spaghetti bolognese. There we go. And then over the back for, just for ease, I've got some extra milk, so 69p each for a litre of skimmed UHT milk, and that is going to, hopefully in January, if I do run short of the fresh milk, stop me from rushing out to the shops. I want to go to the shops as little as possible. So that is everything. I've not been able to add up the price or anything like that. I just wanted to hop on very quickly and record, and I will see you back at my desk. Okay, so I hope you enjoyed that little tour, another kind of prepping haul. And this is very much a prepping video, but it's tying in food prepping and then financial prepping as well. So I hope this is useful to some of you. And I know that I am fortunate enough to have the stock that I do have, and it is a bit of a stockpile, and that is very much enabling me to do this. But this is the list of everything that I can batch cook with stock that I've got in my cupboard, and I didn't pull all of that out. I haven't had the time. I'm filming these around working from home, so I have got one ear out for the ding of my laptop, and to just get everything out would just not be like, I don't have the time or space, otherwise I would do that as well. But this is what I can batch cook between what you've just seen and then what I have in my cupboards as well, in terms of sauces, spices, base ingredients and things like that. So I can do a beef stroganoff, a mushroom stroganoff, a spaghetti bolognese, a veggie chilli, a vegetable soup, a chicken and mushroom pasta bake, a beef stew and a potato and leek. That is meant to say soup. Now, in terms of portion sizes, and this is only because I'm very lucky and I do have the freezer space. I will have the freezer space, I should caveat. Now, at the minute, I've got a lot of freezer, a lot of my space in my freezer is being taken up by Christmas food. So there is going to have to be a structure as to how I do this. And equally, I have got, what's it called? I've got a veg that I'm going to need to cook off very, very soon. So that can go that, that can go that, that can go there. And then, so some of these as well, I'm going to slow cook, so I will be doing that today. I will set my laptop up in the kitchen. I'll keep an eye on it while I'm for work, while I am working, and then I will just start prepping and batch cooking today. This is not going to be a cooking channel, guys. Like I struggle enough to colour in and talk. If I were to try and cook and talk as well, it would just be silence. So I can do 4 portions of beef stroganoff, 4 portions of mushroom stroganoff, 4 portions of spaghetti bolognese. I can do 6 portions of vegetable chilli and 6 portions of vegetable soup. That's because I can do that in the slow cooker. I can do, again, 4 portions of chicken and mushroom pasta bake. I can do 4 portions of beef stew, and I can do 6 portions of potato and leek soup. So that is more than enough. The soups I can take to work with me and have for lunches. The meals, as long as I remember the fact that I've got them, and this is the wonderful thing now about having the freezer, the second freezer. I had the option of putting it in the garage. I put it in my kitchen. It has closed the kitchen in slightly, but it means that it's not out of sight and therefore not out of mind, and that's something I really need to be mindful of. And this is all, I think, for January onwards. Now, in terms of the week between Christmas and New Year, in terms of Betwixtmas, which is this theoretical first week here, I know that I will have, and I have purposely made sure that I've got food in for cold meats for lunches. I've got nice kind of pre-frozen things that I can have. I've got all of the desserts, but that at the minute is taking up space in my freezer. So I'm going to have to do a bit of an organisational game for sure. In terms of breakfast, I've got things like porridges in stock, and I will still set myself a food budget each week. At the minute, I'm going to see if it's 20 or 25. This is not going to be a total pantry cookout challenge. Because of the food prices and the inflationary interest rates rises and the cost of living, it is not smart for me to go and completely eat down my preps at all. If anything, I need them there more than ever. And if it means that actually I have to delay something that I am mentally ready to start, i.e., healthy food, but actually I try and increase my walking and my day-to-day exercise and things that I need to bring back into my life instead in January, and then I start the healthy food from February when I've got the luxury of a shorter month and more money. That is best, because I am at the point of filming. I know theoretically what my wage is going to be. I know on paper what it should be, but you never know if you're going to get hit with double the amount of tax, because the taxman goes, oh, that's new, we'll have that, and then, you know, they sort it out afterwards. I did the training days in November, which I'm going to get paid for on this month, and my pension contributions, I've worked out my wage based on my pension contributions, which I found out don't start until 3 months' time. So I know in theory what I'm due to get. Obviously, until I've had that very first initial wage in, I'll be able to just take a little bit of breath a bit more. But I know that I'm fortunate enough to be able to do this. I don't want to contribute towards food waste, like I've said already, and this is just going to try and ease the money. It's going to hopefully try and give me at least £150 back into my budget, which I can then look at in a far more sensible manner. And I am human, guys. I do want to have the option of spending a little bit in the January sales. I will be completely honest and hold my hands up. I don't know if it's a reward mentality, but with this new wage that I've worked really hard to earn, and I am pulling out all of the stops to try and, like, not impress, but show that I am worth being hired, I think, because this is a completely new role for me, and taking me on with the experience that I did have and my work background was a certain level of risk for the company. And whilst I'm coping really well in the role that I'm doing and I'm loving it, and I really love the signs that I'm seeing from them as a good employer, I want the option to treat myself to something and just say, come on, well done. Like, you've earned this, you've done this, well done. Carry on going forward, etc., etc. But I want to see, obviously, what I get for Christmas. It may just be something simple like a second-hand stabiliser that will allow me to do far more interesting filming, or a piece of second-hand photography kit, things that I want to get back into my life and will impact my budget. And I'm going to do a separate video on those, because that is part of my goals, very, very much so. But this is just about how can I get money in, and also how does having a week between Christmas and New Year, when I've got food coming out of my ears, basically, and I don't really need to drive anywhere, how's that going to impact on my budget overall? But I hope you have enjoyed this video. I hope that you have found this useful. If you are someone that likes meal planning, or you have time because you're off, or you are working from home, or you've got a slow cooker. My slow cooker was £14 from Aldi. It does 6 portions. It's fantastic. There are cheap slow cookers out there. There are secondhand slow cookers out there. Make sure they are tested and they are safe to use. But just get creative, get smart. There's an app called All Recipes, and it will allow you to input what you have in your cupboard, and it there's that cockerel again. Right, basically, segue, guys. My neighbour has got on a cockerel. That thing starts going off at 5:30 every morning. Honestly, I could throttle the thing. Right, anyway, before Petter gets at me, every half an hour this thing crows. Every half an hour, from 5:30 till 11:30 at night. And it is right next to my house. Okay, fine. It's fine. She's got a small holding. The llamas are cute. The cockerel, not so much. So there is an app called All Recipes that will allow you to input what you have into your fridge, or what you have in your fridge or in your cupboards, and it will actually deliver you back a recipe and how to make that. So that is an app called All Recipes. Equally, you can go onto Google or any other search engine of your choice, and you can put in what can I make with X, Y, and Z. And that's how I've done that. And a lot of times as well, I've just gotten creative and gone, well, I think this will work, and then you see what happens. So I hope you've enjoyed this video. I hope you found it useful. I hope you're enjoying Budgetmas. It's really great to be back filming again. And I have to say, like, working from home this week has been a blessing in disguise to allow me to just try and do some different kind of videos for you as well. But I am now going to love you and leave you, and I will see you in the next video. Bye bye.